A few years back I decided it was about time for me to learn the keys, because I use the keys all the time in the studio, and I wanted to be able to play my own music, write my own music on the keyboards. So I've started to take lessons, piano lessons, but they actually mostly focus on playing classical music. Playing someone else's music, even if you can play it really well, is different than being able to improvise and sit behind a keyboard and know what chord next to play. Because you kind of have to have some knowledge about what chord that could possibly be, and that's not really what you learn while playing classical music. So when I do sit down behind a keyboard, for me it's a lot of trial and error. I try different chords and see which ones go together. I might surprise myself half the time, or by pressing the wrong notes accidentally that actually work really well together. But that's also a nice process. I've been making music like this since the beginning, and you know, I think this is what makes electronic music so interesting, that there's so much experimentation that can go on, and you know, you can record everything with MIDI, so it's all harmless. Whatever works at any time can be really amazing. So what I would like to do when I sit down behind my keyboard is bring up a plugin like this one, for instance, the JD800. It's a beautiful pad sound, and I know the C minor is always great. A minor as well. This, like, I love minor chords, you know, minor seventh. They sound kind of jazzy and spacey, and I think especially in Detroit type techno, this is a perfect combination. Okay, so I have these two chords that I've just played. That would be the first two chords in a chord progression. I'm just going to record them, and then afterwards I'm going to experiment and see what else can be done. And then let's just see what could fit with that, you know? In electronic music and maybe Detroit type techno, it's good to have a bit dissonance. So I'm not necessarily going to look for a chord that in Western music would fit perfectly, but something that is a little bit off and is a bit more challenging to the ear. Too happy. I think this could be a good one. E minor in this case. Okay, let's just lay it down. And then we need a fourth one. So the way I'm looking for these chords is in two different ways. In my right hand I have the triads, which form a chord, and then there's the bass note, which doesn't always have to be the bass note of the chord. It can be anything. It can be really be anything basically, but it puts the actual triad in a different light. So that's what's so beautiful, you know, about making chords and chord progressions, is that you can really play with these different colors. I think this sounds a lot more dramatic. You want a chord progression to be a nice completion. The last chord should really connect with the first chord, and for me this is a great process because it might take some time, but you can come up with something that's really like tickling your brain and sounds like something that is not something you might come across all the time. And I believe in electronic music that is something great to pursue, the unusual character of chords.